Good evening, everybody. My name is Gaston D'Souza, and I'm a corporate trainer. I'm a life coach. I'm an NLP practitioner. I travel a lot in terms of trainings, and I've trained a lot of people across the entire world. Today's topic is a very special one because in today's world, I will talk predominantly in English, okay? So you'll have to bear with me until and maybe a little bit of Hindi as well. So in today's world, this topic of breaking down burnout is one of the most sought after, not only in corporates, but also in schools, also children as young as the age of 10, when they are just about to attain puberty, about to enter adolescence. It burnout happens even then. So सबसे पहली बात, the most important thing that we need to identify is burnout. But I will go with that. But a very strange thing happened to me, in the morning, just now before I was starting session, and maybe you guys can let me know why is it so in the chat box. Okay, you can just type a comment. I was trying to drink water, so I thought I had this bottle, and I thought I will fill the bottle, but I don't know why I just could not fill the bottle. Any idea why, guys? This is the bottle I've got. I could not fill the bottle. मुझसे हो ही नहीं रहा है. Any idea why is it so? Guys, you can please comment in the box. I am trying to fill the bottle into the water into the bottle, but I just can't. I just can't fill the bottle. Can someone guide me? How can I fill this water in the bottle? Anybody? Because of laziness. Jatin says, I need to open up. I think even Shiju says, or Harshita, Shiju, no, the cap, Harshita's cap is not open. Correct. So if Yogeshwar is saying, I need to open the cap, if I open the cap, I think I will be able to fill the bottle. Am I right? So the underlying statement is only when I open the cap will I be able to fill the water into the bottle. Guys, it's the similar case with today's session. Until and unless you'll open your minds, until and unless you'll open your thought process, until and unless you'll open what is there up, I will never be able to pour my knowledge, my commitment, my experience into your minds. So for 1 hour, एक घंटे के लिए, I want you all to please keep everything aside. And I promise you, because this 1 hour that you guys are going to give me, you will never get back. What I will give you 1 hour, I will never get back. So I might make this 1 hour completely paisa vasool. All right. So I want you to stay there, get your pen and paper down. Let's make the best of this 60 minutes that we're going to spend together. Breaking down burnout. The first thing that I want y'all to understand is this thing what is going to appear on your screen. The definition of burnout. In your opinion, of all the 100 people who are listening to me, in your opinion, what is the meaning of the word burnout? Let me give you a definition that will help you understand what exactly is the factual definition. Now, why am I using the word factual and not actual? Because some actual situations are made strong with facts, and that's why we call it factual. If you want, you can please write this down. Now, burnout, the factual definition is nothing but it's a state of the mind. Yes, Naveen, you raised a hand up. Or we can take the questions later, Naveen. बाद में कर सकते हैं हम लोग, because then otherwise we'll lose the momentum, no? So burnout is the state of the mind, emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive stress. Let me repeat myself once again. Burnout is a state of your mind. It is caused by emotional, it is caused by physical, it is caused by mental exhaustion, which is caused by excessive stress. You feel overwhelmed, कुछ समझ में नहीं आता. You feel you're unable to cope with demands by a lot of people. All right. Now, amongst everything in the burnout, there are three major dimensions where burnout happens. And I'm sure you'll agree with me. Three major dimensions from where burnout happens. But before we do that, let me help you with something, okay? So now let me tell you a story. As Ritu mentioned, I'm a good storyteller. I've got a lot of stories under my belt. Let me tell you a story. Say, for example, Ritu, I may ask you one question, okay? You are a vegetarian, non-vegetarian?
Vegetarian.
Vegetarian. You eat onion, garlic.
Yeah.
You eat, okay. Now, Ritu, I take you out for lunch. You're a good friend of mine. I take you out. Guys, I want you to listen to me very carefully. I take Ritu out for lunch, and Ritu says, "Sir, I love paneer. You like paneer, Ritu?
No, I like mushroom.
You like mushrooms? Okay." So Ritu says, "I like mushrooms." So I order a mushroom dish for her. Even I eat mushrooms, and all of a sudden, Ritu is enjoying the mushrooms. Okay, all of a sudden, the waiter comes in running and says, "Ma'am, please wait. I'm sorry. Please stop. The dish we served you, that's not mushroom, it's chicken." Now, Ritu has never eaten chicken all throughout her life. Now, suddenly she discovers she's eaten those pieces of chicken. Ritu, how would you feel?
Uh, I feel very frustrated and
You feel
angry.
frustrated. You might even vomit, possible here.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
You might vomit it out, and then you feel calm. And then the waiter comes again and says, "Ma'am, sorry, it was a prank. It was mushroom only." The question here is, if it was mushroom what you ate, why did you vomit? In your stomach, nothing wrong went, but why did you vomit? Because somebody told in your mind that what you're eating is absolutely wrong. And that's why your mind triggered something in your stomach, in your gut, and everything came out. Guys, burnout is like this. Whenever your mind is triggered, whenever your mind is triggered, it will start affecting your gut. Your gut will affect your mind, your brain, your entire body, and everything goes for a toss. We will decide in the future course, future time, हम लोग बात करेंगे, will decide how can we avoid this, or how can we take control of our mind. But before that, I want you all to please understand one thing. Burnout come from three directions, three dimensions. Please write this down. The first, burnout comes from parenting. Burnout comes from parenting. Parenting. All right. Now, parenting. How many of you guys are parents here? Just write, type yes on the chat box. All right. Many of you are. Now, parenting it's a very different version of burnout. What is parenting? Parenting is you fulfill your parental responsibilities, which means you give your child an absolute wonderful ambience. Their schools, their food, the ambience in the house has to be very, very nice. It has to be, toys have to be there, irrespective whether you have money or no. You've got to provide for your child in terms of good food, good clothes, good toys, take them out, even if you're tired, even if you've got no sleep, you got to establish a healthy environment. Parenting is also leads to burnout. Number two, it is caregiving. It is caregiving. Caregiving. It is caregiving. Now, what is the meaning of caregiving? Caregiving is the activity or maybe a profession wherein a person takes care of a child, a sick person, an elderly person, or a disabled person. Let me repeat myself once again. Caregiving is where it's an activity or a profession of a person taking care of a child, an unwell person, a sick person, an elderly person, or a disabled person. That's one way of burnout. Number three, and which is the most common everywhere, are relationships. Now, in simple words, if I break down relationships, relationships are nothing but they are interactions. They're interactions with others, with your close ones, or with other people. But these interactions, they contribute to our well-being and satisfaction. All right, parenting, caregiving, and relationships. What I will do is so that you all can understand this better. I will type this down in the chat box. So as of now, guys, do not type anything, but just this is for you all to understand what I've just explained, so you'll understand better. Please have a look at this. It is parenting, it is caregiving, and it is relationship. These are three major dimensions where burnout happens. Now, by the way, if you are experiencing burnout, you will always notice it is once you are depressed, once you are stressed, you will find it difficult to engage in activities that you will find meaningful. You no longer will care about things that are important to you. You will not care about your parents, about your fiance, about your spouses, about your parents, about your friends. You find an increased sense of hopelessness, and that's what burnout does, and burnout is real. But guys, keep one thing in mind. If you cook, the curry will taste dependent on what you add to it. Your life will be in a situation of burnout depending on what you add to life. I will explain this to you in just about a bit. As of now, I hope everybody has written down. If you think whatever I'm saying is making sense, please type a yes on the chat box. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the session. All right. Once we've got all this now, the factual definition आपको समझ में आया होगा. Let's go to the next one. And the next one are the inevitable signs. Inevitable signs का मतलब ये होता है in the moment you start experiencing burnout. Sometimes when I counsel people, I counsel a lot of them. When I counsel people, when students comes to me, couples come to me, parents come to me, people general come to me and say, how do we understand that I am going through burnout? कैसे पता चलेगा? How do you understand? What will I feel? What will happen to my body? What will happen to my mind for me to understand what is burnout? Now, guys, remember there are physical symptoms, there are emotional symptoms, and there are behavioral signs. Physical symptoms, emotional symptoms, and there are behavioral signs. Physical symptoms में क्या होता है? What happens in once you're physically experiencing burnout, you'll get a headache, you'll get a stomach ache, you have gut issues, stomach issues, you experience tiredness, you frequently start falling ill. You have a change in appetite, भूख नहीं लगती. You have a change in your sleeping pattern, you won't get sleep. Headaches, stomach aches, gut issues, tiredness, frequent falling ill. You have a change in your food habits, you have a change in your sleep. These are physical symptoms. They physically you get stressed. The emotional symptoms are you start feeling helpless. You start feeling what are the situation? Yeah, I cannot do anything about it. You start feeling that as if you are good for nothing. You start experiencing a sense of failure. You start doubt, however skilled or talented you are, you start doubting yourself. Everything you will never get satisfied. Never get satisfied. You start feeling alone in the world. Even if you are with your friends, you are with your family, you are with your best friends, your husband, your wife, your children, you start feeling alone in the world. There is no motivation in life. These are the emotional symptoms of burnout. And guys, the most important, sometimes, why is it important for you to attend this session? You may not be able to experience burnout, but you can recognize the signs of your friends or family by these behavioral patterns. Everyday task, whatever you're supposed to do, your performance is reduced. The person who's your best friend might all of a sudden start getting angry. Your person might take to alcohol to live his life. The person might take to smoking to live his life. The person might take to drugs to live his life. These are behavioral signs. So even if you're not experiencing touch excellent the symptoms of burnout, but if somebody else is, then guys be very, very careful. This is something which is a red flag. This person requires help, because when you don't help a person who is in a mental, emotional, physical a sense of burnout, we are slowly pushing the person to maybe end his life. I know it's a negative term, but that is the factual truth. So far, so good. If you think whatever I'm saying is making sense, can we all have you type in yes on a chat box, please, so I can understand that you are listening to what I'm saying? Awesome. Excellent. Thank you guys for your response. We'll go to the stages of burnout, which is a very crucial thing. We are at 3:53, we're on time. And the stage of burnout that, okay, guys, is my language clear for you all to understand? Can you hear me clearly? Is that fine? All right. Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you, Pavitras. Thank you, Stuti. Excellent. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. All right. Now, the next that we're going to talk about is a very important factor, and I will help you guys with people. I will help you with people who have gone through burnout, but they have also come out of it. All right. I will help you with people who have gone through burnout, but they have also come out of it. But before we do that, let's observe this. Okay. The first thing, what are the 5 stages of burnout? This is for you all to understand. The 5 stages of burnout. Now, the first one is a very comical one, but this is the truth. Okay. The first stage of burnout is called as the honeymoon phase. All right. The first stage of burnout is called as the honeymoon phase. Why is it called as the honeymoon phase? Because you feel committed to work. You've gotten maybe a new job, you've got a promotion, um, you've started parenting, you've started caregiving, you're ready to explain to accept a new responsibilities, you're eager to prove yourself. Whenever a couple gets married, the husband tries his level best to prove he's the best husband is the world in the world. The wife tries her level best to prove she's one of the best choices that the man has ever made. Whenever new daughter-in-law comes in the house, she'll even go to the roof to clean the roof. Whenever a student comes to a class, he'll make sure he'll rub the board and stand in attention to understand what the teacher is saying. This is the honeymoon phase. This is the beginning, right? The first stage of burnout. Second stage is where the trouble starts. It's called as the stress onset. Onset is nothing but the beginning. जब शुरू होता है, that's called onset. It is stress onset. At whenever you are experiencing new responsibilities, whenever you're experiencing new responsibilities, slowly and steadily it takes its toll. If you're married, right? Initially 1 day, 2 day, 1 month, 2 months, every day hot chapatis, every day hot food, it's excellent. One day, when you come late from work and you don't cook food in the house, and your husband says, "What is the matter? Why is the food cold? Why is there no food?" And you say, "So what? Yeah, I'm tired. I don't want to work. Order from out." He says, "No, you go." That's when the stress starts. Because then you feel angry that one day I can't rest for a while. That's when the stress starts. The beginning of burnout is stress onset. Right? Slowly and steadily, the quality of work, be it studies, be it cooking, be it your work, it slowly starts diminishing. Why? Because you are doing that thing over and over and over and over again. and you tend to get bored. Think about it. When you drove a car for the first time, you were so excited. All the possible gears, you were doing it, all the signs, you were doing everything perfectly. But slowly and steadily, when you were asked to do it every day, you don't even bother to show a left indicator or right indicator. You are constantly neglecting, you become less productive, you have a hard time focusing. Because of which the third starts, which is called as chronic stress. Now, in chronic stress, you are constantly tired, you find everything critical. The person, I'm giving you an example of marriage because a lot of issues happen with relationships. Okay. The person whom you found, husband, you find their wives the most beautiful girl in the world, start finding faults in her. The wife who found the husband the most handsome man in the world, the most caring man in the world, start finding fault in the husband. The boss who found the employee very intelligent and very dedicated starts finding fault in the employees. The employees who found the boss very comfortable, very cooperative, starts finding the boss very demanding. Slowly and steadily, chronic stress starts. You find resent, you find a little problem in your heart towards your co-workers, you find a little resentment, a little anger towards your spouse, your family, your children. Sometimes when the first time the child talks to the parents say, oh my god, my baby, the first word, you tell the entire world, make a video, say my child has learned to talk. The same child, when it keeps on talking and does not stop, the parent gets angry and starts giving the child a mobile phone. Why? Because the child can be occupied in the mobile phone and not disturb the parents. Because of which now you are getting increasingly frustrated of the burnout. Now, this is where bad habits start. Drugs, alcohol, smoking, or maybe neglect from work. This is called self medication of burnout because you are not accepting the problems, you are denying it. You're not accepting that you're stressed. You don't accept that you're going through burnout. And that's why I'm giving you all this information because I want you to realize that you, my dear friend, are experiencing the first, second, or third stage of burnout. The fourth is at this point of time, you feel pessimistic about the future. Parents say, oh God, I don't know about this child. ये बच्चा मेरी जिंदगी लेके रहेगा. जिस बच्चे के लिए उस माँ बाप ने मन्नतें मांगी थी, आज उस बच्चे के लिए the parents saying the child that the parents were praying for today, for that child, the parents saying, oh gosh, I wish this child was dead. Oh God, I don't know what are the future of this child. Because you start getting obsessed with problems as they crop up. Because of which, because remember I told you the first is mental, and because this then will trigger issues in your gut, in your stomach, in your heart. You start getting palpitations. Your heartbeat goes wild. You have gut issues. You tend to visit the washroom more. These are nothing but stages of burnout. It's not stomach infection. It's people, we don't identify it. And the fifth one is habitual burnout. Because you don't identify burnout, this burnout becomes a habit. You're mentally always tired. You're physically always tired. Depression starts from here. You don't even know what's happening to you. You think it is a lot of work. No, it is not a lot of work. Work जो पहले था अभी भी work शायद वही होगा. What was there before, maybe it's the same amount of work, but your productivity has gone down. Why? Because burnout has crept into your life and you are not able to identify it. Having said all this, let's find out how we can deal with burnout. All right. So, up till now, whatever I've said, if you think all these is absolutely classy and very real, please type a yes in the chat box. Awesome. So then we have identified what is burnout and everything is done right. Now, बात ये होती है कि burnout we've seen burnout and everything. Guys, thank you everyone. Thank you Sandeep, thank you Vikas, thank you Kuldeep, thank you very much. I can sense that. I can sense you guys cooperating. Let's find out something very important. Okay, towards burnout. The next thing I want you to find out or have a look at dealing with burnout. Now, please write this down. It's a very important factor. Please write this down. The three R's. Dealing with burnout. Please write this down. If people ask me, why do I talk in abbreviations? I talk in abbreviations because I love talking in abbreviations. The three R's are something that and this is how you deal with burnout. Okay, I have kind of all the information that I've got from you from at least 8 different books and a lot of internet information. So all this mostly from books. A lot of this information I have put down in that 1 hour capsule so that you guys are aware of what is burnout. Now that you've identified burnout, how can we deal with it? They are the three R's. Okay, number one is recognize. Very important, guys. Please watch out for the signs of burnout. It is very important for you. It is very, the moment you recognize, the moment you feel that I'm kind of getting stressed. I think I'm kind of getting depressed. I think I'm kind of losing my calm. Sometimes you lose your calm, you lose your temper at the snap of a finger, and you feel that yes, I think I'm losing my calm, I think I'm losing my temper, I think I'm snapping at people. Because sometimes when you're having a bad day in the office and you come home, as parents, when you come home and a child says, you know what, mama, today I was playing with Raju, and Raju was shouting at me, and you immediately, instead of understanding your child, you talk to your child in a very rude manner. Wait, just give me 5 minutes. I've just come back from work and you want to start. You reply to your child in a rough manner. When a parent comes, you come from office, and your father says, you know what, son, I want some medicine. Daddy, please give me 5. I have just come from office. I am tired in office, and the moment I come, you're not giving me peace. Burnout. Recognize the signs of burnout, guys, and the earlier you recognize, the faster you can have a remedy. When you go to a doctor and you say, doctor, I've got a headache, sir bahut dukh raha hai, my head is paining a lot, does the doctor say, um, okay, let's do an operation? Doctor says that? No, he does not. The doctor will never say, let's do an operation. He will first ask you, where is the head aching? Here, behind, because every portion of the head will have a different sign. Then doctor will ask you, okay, what, did you not sleep well? He will diagnose. And after talking, after diagnosing, then he will suggest a remedy. First, he will talk, he will diagnose, and then he will suggest a remedy. You guys have got to do the same. If you think that a lot of work is taking care, is kind of eating your mind up, is kind of spoiling your peace, guys, recognize that you are on the line or you are on the verge of a burnout. Number two, the moment you recognize, it's time to reverse the burnout. It's time to reverse. How do you reverse? Always remember, guys, please do not feel shy in asking for help. Please do not feel shy in asking for help. And if I may ask you all, how do you all define stress? What, according to you all, is stress? On the chat box, please. Tiredness, Sandeep says tiredness. Anybody knows what is stress? Headache, okay? Feeling. No, no, I mean to say, now what I mean to say is, how do you define stress? How do you define stress? Extra burden, disturbed routine life, overwhelmed. Okay, all right. Commitment, uncontrollables. Okay, not able to first. All right. Okay. Okay, guys, now stop. Okay, let me give you a different direction about stress. मेरी बात ध्यान से सुने. Listen to me carefully. You may be able to identify stress because it's very important for you to identify it. Okay. There was this bunch of girls, a bunch of teachers actually, and they decided to go for a picnic, for a party, all right, for a party, and they went to a restaurant, and they were eating, they were dancing, and they were singing, and they were having so much of fun. And 20, 30 minutes after a lot of singing is happening, when girls come together, right, they all have fun, and I'm sure girls know what I'm talking about. We more than we men, the girls enjoy. I'm sure Ritu knows what I'm talking about, right? A lot of yeah, girls have a lot of fun, and we like that. So all these teachers were having a lot of fun, and they were eating, and they were dancing, and they were singing. All of a sudden, in that restaurant, one teacher saw a cockroach on the table. Now, can someone tell me, the moment you are in a very happy-go-lucky mood and you see a cockroach on the table, what will happen? There'll be panic, correct? Rajat says correct. Kuldeep is screaming because cockroach dance. Yes, there'll be panic on the. There'll be panic. They'll go. People will go crazy, right? So one teacher jumped up on the chair. No, they were screaming and they were shouting. Mahol change ho gaya. The entire thing changed. Everybody was laughing. Everybody was singing. All of a sudden, one teacher sees a cockroach and everything changed. Shouting and even gali galoch happened. Even bad words happened. Expletives happened. They called the manager. Come here, you moron. Look what's happening on the table. There's a cockroach. Then the manager came in. What happened? What happened? There's a cockroach on the table. The manager took a tissue paper, picked up the cockroach with the tissue paper, and threw the cockroach out. My question to you all is this: if the cockroach caused stress amongst the teachers, why couldn't the cockroach cause stress to the manager? I'm asking you the question. Yelling on the manager, yes, but if the cockroach, Vikas saying, not afraid of perspective, new to change, or maybe the cockroach was his friend, the name was Augie. Uh-huh. He was calm and not high. Okay, all right. Guys, listen to me very carefully. This will change your entire perspective about stress. Listen to me very carefully, okay? And if you want, please write this down. Stress is nothing but it is your inability to deal with a particular situation. I'm writing it down in the chat box. Please have a look at this. Thank you, Jatin. Thank you. Guys, I've written down definition. The stress is not, it is your inability because that manager for them, the cockroach is okay, but the teachers killing the cockroach was bad. So, guys, stress is nothing but it is your inability to deal with the situation. Why did I give you this story? Because we are talking about something that is dealing with burnout. So, once you start recognizing that this is a situation, I have got to deal with it, the more you accept it, the easy it is for you to handle that situation. How can you reverse burnout? I'd say, please talk to people. There are many people in this world who are your friends, who's your family, who will not laugh at you, but they'll be proud that you trusted them with a situation that you cannot handle. Let me repeat myself once again. Please turn to other people. There is nothing wrong in turning to other people, because when you're burnt out, when problems seem a lot, when everything seems bleak, when it's difficult to have energy to tackle a situation, contact a friend. Kabhi kabhi solution is in front of us, but because our eyes are blinded with all that pressure, we cannot see a solution. That's why we require a fresh set of eyes. All right. And that's very important. Now, number one. Number two, please reach out to those who are close to you, your partner, your family, your friends. Reach out to them. Sometimes, opening up. Sometimes, so I am a corporate trainer, and you think I don't get stressed? I do. But I know it for a fact that if I am stressed, if that situation is so overwhelming, I am not Superman. I am not Shah Rukh Khan who can solve everything. I will call up a close friend, even if it is not my wife. I will call up a close friend. Say, you know what? I am dealing with all the situation. You think there can be another solution to this? And more often than not, people tend to help. Now, identify people who can help you out. That's why everybody has got a best friend. You can't, they say you cannot drink from every cup that is offered to you, because otherwise you'll get poisoned. So please have a select group of people whom you can reach out, even if it is at 2 o'clock in the night. That's how you manage your burnout. All right. You've got to also remember, please be social, develop friendships. All right. Take a break, for example. Sometimes there's a lot of pressure back in the office, and hota hai, right? A lot of pressure. Just go for a 5 minute walk. Don't talk to anybody. Go for a 5 minute walk. It's fine. It's fine. But for heaven's sake, do not be with negative people. For heaven's sake, do not be with negative people. All right. Let me kind of, okay. So let me give you an example of how not to trust people. Or let's do this. Okay. So after you finish reversing, um, please talk about resilience. All right. You got to be resilient. Now, what is the meaning of resilient? Can someone tell me the meaning of resilient? What is the meaning of resilient? Can someone tell me the meaning of resilient, please? Sometimes when you go through all those difficulties, remember you have to have the ability to bounce back. अगर बहुत तकलीफ आपको हो रही है, आप में ये क्षमता होनी चाहिए कि आप जिंदगी में वापस आए, जिंदगी से दूर नहीं भागे. It's like this. If you're a ball made up of paper and that paper ball is thrown to the ground, do you think it will bounce up? It will not. But if you're a ball made out of rubber and that rubber ball is thrown to the ground, that ball will go double the height. So what are you made up of? Resilience means you've got to remember, guys, um, life is not difficult. It's we who make it difficult. That's why I said, right? A curry will become tasty depending on what you add to it. Your life will become delicious depending on what you add to life. If you add negativity to life, life is going to be negative also. All right? Keep on thinking that's very important. Sometimes what you got to do is, um, and this is something which I do on a personal level. Okay, I know technology for me is very important, very very important technology. So I'll tell you what, I went to Malaysia for a family vacation now in the month of May, but about 2 weeks ago. In Malaysia, we were four of us, but in Malaysia, so we got to take the mobile plan, right, to go and tour. So out of the four, only one of us took a mobile. Only I took the mobile plan because of my business, right? My family tells me that for the last 4 days, we were only using the mobile when we were back in the hotel because there was Wi-Fi there. But otherwise, they did not miss technology because they were away from constant phone calls, they were away from constant accountability, and sometimes you got to take a break from technology. Sometimes, please stop checking your mail, it's fine. Because remember, when there was a point of time when your cell phone has to be in optimum mode, you got to please shut the cell phone off and after 5 minutes, put it on again. In the olden times when there was BlackBerry and all that, we used to open the back cover of the BlackBerry, take out the battery, and put it again. That is to reboot the entire mechanism, the software, and the phone to function normally. It's very crucial for you to be resilient. Sometimes shut off your entire mindset, do nothing except sleep. It's fine. That's absolutely fine. Sometimes people go to the gym. They go to the gym, they do that. Right? Very important again. The next one that I'm talking about, guys, is find this out, the burnout tools. All right. Now, please, I'm repeating myself this now. Causes and signs. Find out. Take a diary. Write down. Because of this, I'm getting angry. Because of that, I'm getting angry. If I talk to a certain person, that person is a negative person. He's feeding negative thing into my mind. I'm getting annoyed. Talk about that person. Know the causes and signs. Burnout is a complex syndrome, guys. It's an absolute complex syndrome. So, what are the causes of burnout? Find that out. What are the signs of burnout? Find that out. And the most important factor, let me give you a story very quickly. There was this friend, there were this two people whom I was counseling, and they were the best of friends. Okay, so one friend bought a big house in Mumbai. In Mumbai, the houses are expensive. They bought a big house in Mumbai, and he called the other friend and said, "Please come and have a look at my house." Now the other friend came to have a look at the house, and he had a look at the nice house. And what the friend didn't realize, this person had bought a garbage bag, and he saw the entire house and took the garbage bag and threw it in the living room. Now, this friend, I asked him, "What will you do?" He says, "Sir, I will get angry, but he's my best friend, so I will forgive him. I will get very angry, but I will forgive him, the best friend." I said, "All right, friend. So you can clean the house?" Saying, "Yes, I can clean the house." Was cleaned, everything was done. The next day, this friend called, "Come again. Now you did all this nonsense. Next day, come again. We'll have chai." Next day, this friend comes again. In the peephole, he sees this friend is come. He's got two garbage bags with him. He's got two garbage bags. Anyways, he calls him, he opens the door, calls him inside. The friend says, "Sorry about behavior last night." And he sees the entire house and all that. Again, these two garbage bags, he throws it into the living room. This man gets wild. He said, I asked him, "What will you do?" "Sir, I get wild. I get very angry. Why is he behaving so weird? This is ridiculous. He's my best friend. He should be happy for me. He should not do all that." So, anyways, they all cleansed and everything else, and the friend went. The third day, the friend came again. At 7 in the morning, ting tong, the doorbell rang. He looked into the peephole and he found out his friend had come with two garbage bags and he's bought his little brother who'd also bought one garbage bag. What do you think? Will you open the door? Please write in the chat box. He's looking. Stuti says he won't open the door. Pavitra says no. Uma says no. Fiona says no. Sanjay says no. I asked him as well, "Would you open the door?" He says, "No, sir, I will not open the door." I asked him why. "Sir, he's coming constantly and throwing garbage in my house. Why will you open the door?" And I asked him, "In 2 days' time, your best friend threw garbage in your house and you did not open the door for him. When people in a house, in a house, the house can be cleaned, but people throw garbage in your mind. Why do you tolerate these friends?" Thank you, Ankit. There are people who throw constantly garbage in your mind, but you still allow them to be in your life. In a house, if somebody throws garbage, the house can be cleaned. But if somebody throws a negative thought into your mind, if somebody calls you a fool, if somebody, you're giving everything to the person, it is still not enough. You're giving it to the wrong person. Somebody is causing trouble in your life. You still call them, keep them in your life. Find out, guys. Find out the causes and the signs of burnout. The most important factor, please recognize your zones, identify your zones of tolerance and overwhelm. Find out how much can you tolerate. If अगर कोई आपका मजाक कर रहा है, if somebody is fooling with you, and there is a limit to your tolerance, every day they keep on fooling you, every day they put you down. If there's a limit to your tolerance, please politely tell the person, you know what, dude, I mean, it's fun to be with you, you're a great guy, but every day if you're putting me down, every day if you're fooling me, I am feeling bad, please stop. There is nothing wrong in saying stop. Nothing wrong. Sometimes, remember, guys, always, if the road is clear and there are no signals on the road, there is bound to be an accident. Sometimes stopping somewhere is essential for your safety. So please ask people to stop if they are putting you down time and time again. Recognize your sign of tolerance and overwhelm. The stop method, STOP. Take deep breath. Sometimes क्या होता है कि people tend to भड़काओ you and tend to make you angry. I'd always say this, right? Don't attend every argument you're invited to. Don't attend every argument you're invited to. Sometimes people call you jabardasti ka to fight. Don't attend. Sometimes people expect you to be angry. Smile. And I do this. Imagine, just imagine, somebody is bhadkaving you and they're expecting you to be angry and you are smiling. Like Ritu wants me to be angry. She's fighting with me. I'm just smiling. I won't get affected. Ritu will. An example. If I give, say for example, Ankit Singh, if I give Ankit Singh a gift and Ankit Singh does not accept the gift, whom does the gift belong to? To me. Usne accept ही नहीं किया. In a similar manner, if somebody is offering you a gift or asking you for an argument and you are not, don't accept it. Smile and go away. Smile and go away. All right. Number three, please remember, guys, the stop sign. Just stop. Practice breathing. Don't say anything. And guys, remember, nobody here is a Shah Rukh Khan. All right. Acknowledge your vulnerability. Please acknowledge it. आप accept कर लो कि you are weak. We all are weak. We all are humans. Accept the fact that we can be affected by burnout. We are affected by burnout. The moment you accept that you are unwell, that's when you will go to the doctor and get medicine. Most important, please don't have a resolution. Okay, guys, let's not discuss on the chat box. We'll ask you all to, yeah. Please find out yourself the difference between resolution and habits. We do not want resolutions. Resolutions are there on the 1st of Jan. They end on the 3rd of Jan. But please develop habits. Resolutions will never help. Habits will help. Discipline will help. Habits are the things we do every day without a decision. That's a habit. Every day in the morning, you brush your teeth, habit. Every day in the morning, you take a shower, habit. Every day in the morning, you comb your hair. I can't comb my hair, obviously, but every day in the morning, you comb your hair, habit. Every day morning, you wear good clothes, habit. Right? And a very simple one, guys, very, very simple one. Please understand that small exercises can help. exercises of your mind. Please develop your mind. Make your mind, and the one way in which you can develop your mind is this. Um, Everybody knows A, B, C, D, E, F, G up till Z, correct? Try saying from Z to A in 10 seconds. Try saying from Z to A in 10 seconds. What will happen is, what will happen is, slowly and steadily, your mind will get something new. Your mind will expand. This will get something that's, instead of brushing the right hand, brush with the left hand. This is your mind exercises. And guys, remember these signs, the burnout tools, these tools will help you 150% to acknowledge your burnout and come out of the burnout. Find out the causes and the signs, identify acknowledge. Okay, identify. Important is what is your tolerance limit and what in what to get over ये limit के बाद नहीं possible. Okay, stop, smile, acknowledge that you are weak and don't have resolutions but have habits. There are some, before I finally close session, there are some people who have got stressed, who have got burnout, but they came out scathingly, they came out wonderfully well. One such example was this lady called as Sindhutai Sakpal. I'm sure people know her. Her name is Sindhutai Sakpal. She was a lady from a remote village, a very remote village. Okay, she is the mother of 1,500 minimum street children. All right, she used to love reading and writing. She used to hide and go to school, chup chup ke, but didn't have money. But she had a slate. She write on the leaves of trees. Got married at the age of 11. At the age of 11, Sindhutai Sakpal got married to a person of 31 who was age of 31. Now, when Sindhutai Sakpal became 20 years, she got pregnant. But the problem was the village she used to live in, those villagers told her husband unnecessarily that the child in Sindhutai Sakpal's womb is not yours. And because of which the husband fought with her, hit her, smashed her, so much so he threw her out of the village. And when he threw her out of the village, he kicked her, a 9-month pregnant lady, in the stomach. And she was bleeding, she was bad, and she went to a stable, where the cow shed, and there she delivered a baby. Now see God's plan. Because she delivered a baby, there was a cow who stood next to us so that nobody can touch the baby. And the baby was born, and she lived. She miraculously managed to live. Now how do we take care of the baby? She went started begging. She started begging with people, and slowly and steadily gave food to the baby, nursed the baby. Slowly and steadily, found one child, and in that child, she said, "Don't you have any parents?" "No, I don't have any parents." She took the child into a fold, started begging for the child also. ऐसे कर करके opened up a small orphanage. People supported her. Slowly and steadily, the children that she was supporting became 1,500 children. One day she found an old man there, and when she found an old man, absolutely in a very bad shape, no food, all skin and bones. When she found the old man, she said, "Oh gosh, uh, I can recognize you." That old man was nobody else but a husband who had kicked her out. She told the old man, "I forgive you, but it's because of you I went through burnout. But I did not let that burnout affect me. And because of you, I have become CLO. I have 50. So I will take you back. Not as my husband, I will take you back as my child." She told the story to Amitabh Bachchan when she appeared in Kaun Banega Crorepati. Chindai Sakpal is the mother of 1,500 school children. And apart from that, all right, she has won awards from many presidents of the country. That's what Sintai Sakpal is all about. Another person, another person, and you see it on the screen. You'll become, this person has got no arms and legs. His name is Nick Wojcik. All right. Now, when he was born with no arms and legs, it was a very rare congenital disorder. Okay. It is called as the tetra amelia syndrome. His parents, Boris and Dushka, were shocked. They were worried about the son's future. Now, as a child, Nick was struggling with depression. Okay. If you check, right, they cut his little of his toes so that he can walk. And guys, believe me, in the current world, he did not let his arms and legs affect his life. He's one of the most sought after public speaker in Australia. He does not have time. He believes no arms, no legs. He says no worries. What all can he do? If you want to find out what he can do. He can surf, he can swim, he can use the computer, he can read books, he can play golf. Please find out the person. His name is Nick Wojcik. He's written a book. He's written a book and all that. And guys, believe me, he's amazing. He's an absolute fantastic rock star. He does not have time for people. Because people are calling him, he does not have time. And towards the end, guys, all that I can say is burnout is nothing. But it is something which can be easily handled as long as you've got your mind to it. Anybody has to have any questions for me which I can answer before I finally close. Checking the questions. Are laziness and procrastination a part of burnout? Laziness is a habit. Shubham, laziness is a habit. Procrastination comes out of laziness. All right. So laziness is a habit. Frequently forgetting. Okay, one moment. Rajat says frequently forgetting things is also a sign of burnout. Frequently forgetting things may not be a sign of burnout, may not be a sign of burnout. But if you think that if you identify burnout, and if you think because of which your mind is completely in a state of turmoil, then forgetfulness, that can be a sign of burnout. How to decide not to participate in an argument, not to accept the gift? Ganesh is asking me that. Well, if somebody is inviting you to an argument without your involvement is not necessary, please choose not to comment. Because sometimes when you have got two sides of the story, you may only have a one half that can be the wrong half. So please choose not to comment, especially if your knowledge is lacking. How to control anger and stress? Guys, controlling anger. Um, so anger is not a behavior. Anger is simply a bad habit. Suresh, anger is a bad habit. You choose to be angry. People will make you angry for sure, but it is you choose to use anger as a response. There are two ways you can do it, right? Either you can use anger as a response, or you can think quietly. If that is making you angry, tell them, you know what, I can't give you the decision immediately, but give me some time. I will think and get back to you. It will not happen overnight. It will not happen overnight. It will take time. How to work on the issue when two people have equal short tempers? How to work on the issue when two people have equal short temper levels? Um, if you ask me honestly, short temper is nothing but it is your response or your reaction. Guys, keep one thing in mind. Anytime, thank you, Vijata. I'm glad you liked it. Jatin, keep one thing in mind. Again, I'm telling you, you use anger as a response. You use anger as a response. Anger is not, either you can react or you can respond. You are not a chemical, because chemicals react and people respond. You are not a chemical. So think twice before you say something. Sometimes people may forgive, but they will never be able to forget. Thank you, Suresh. We're glad. Thank you, Rajat. I'm so glad you like that.